All right, we'll continue here with today's media availabilities for the Firekeepers Casino 400 at Michigan International Speedway with Kyle Larson, driver of the number 42 Cars 3 Chevrolet. Kyle, a couple things here. You had a historic first win last year at Michigan. You're driving the Cars 3 paint scheme this weekend. It's Father's Day weekend, and you were just fastest in practice. Can you talk to us a little bit about your thoughts heading into Michigan this weekend?
Yeah, I always enjoy coming to Michigan. We always seem to have a lot of speed, and you obviously got that first win last year, which was huge. We've had great speed all year long, so I think showed again here in first practice. We had some good speed. Our Cars 3 Chevy was a little bit loose there in race trim, and then we switched over to qualifying trim and was still just a little bit loose. And then that final run I made. I was actually a little bit tight in 1 and 2, so it was nice that we got on the other side of it, so we know kind of how far to go back on it, and so it should be hopefully a good weekend, a good start to the weekend. So keep it going.
Awesome. With that, we'll open it up for questions. If you have a question for Kyle, please raise your hand, and we will get a mic to you. We'll start in the front here with Bob.
Bob Hockers, ESPN. Do you do any work on the Chevy simulator, and would you do any this week in preparation for Sonoma?
No, I'll be gone all week racing sprint cars, so I won't get to do the simulator. I don't do the simulator a whole lot. I still feel like it's got a lot of developing left to do. I think I have a test in a few weeks maybe, and then I think we're going to the simulator after that to kind of get the simulator to hopefully drive similar to what it does in real life. The little bit of road course stuff I've done on there, I think the road course stuff is really close. So I do think there's a benefit when you do that. I'm just busy this week, but I'll watch a lot of film and study data to get ready for Sonoma.
More questions for Kyle. Raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. Right here.
Hi, Kyle. Steven with WTVG. This year in NASCAR, a lot of young guys are winning. What do you think about that?
I think it's awesome. It's a great time for all of us, young guys to start winning. With some of our veterans that have been in the sport for a while starting to retire, it's a good time for fans to start picking new drivers, and with a lot of us running up front, it's making it really exciting. It was awesome to see Ryan Blaney win last week. Austin Dillon went a few weeks ago. Stenhouse, myself winning earlier this year, but get my first one last year. Chase Elliott's been close to winning, seems like 10 races or more. Eric Jones really good. There's so many young guys that are hopefully going to be the future of the sport. So as long as we can keep continuing to run up front and we can build a bigger fan base and help the sport out, I think that'd be good.
Bob, go ahead.
Bob Hockers, ESPN. Were you able to make the groundbreaking yesterday for the Clawson Sweet Tower? Okay, why was that important, and what is your kind of involvement with that?
It was good to be able to get some free time in my schedule to go to Knoxville yesterday with Stenhouse and Ryan Newman. We flew on Newman's plane to Knoxville and got to be there for the groundbreaking on the Brian Clawson Sweet Towers there that they're going to start building off Turn 2 at Knoxville. For us to be there and get to honor our friend Brian, who'd passed. It's coming up on a year actually. It just doesn't seem that long ago, but. Yeah, it was good. Brian's family was there. Fiance Lauren was there, so it was nice to get to see them and share some laughs and some stories again. And probably won't notice it now, but that yesterday was a very historical day for sprint car racing. So I think with them extending onto the Hall of Fame and adding more suites. And then honoring, Brian with putting his name on there it is huge, and it's going to go a long ways. So, was glad to be there, and glad to honor our friend.
Any additional questions for Kyle? Oh, right here.
Hi, Danielle with WTOL. We've touched on how you got your first win in Michigan back. Obviously, that has to feel good, but how do you feel you've grown as a driver coming into this time around in Michigan?
Yeah, I think I think I've probably grown a little bit as a driver. I feel like our race team's gotten even better. Our race cars have been a lot faster. Yeah, they were pretty fast leading up to Michigan last year, but I feel like since Michigan, when we got that win, we've just continued to make them better and had a great off season and started the year off really good. So yeah, I think we've just kind of continued to gel and continued to build on what we currently have, and it's starting to. Or it has been showing, on Sundays a lot.
Anything else for Kyle? Oh, go ahead, Bob. Right in the front. We'll wrap up here.
Hey, Bob, just get them all out.
Yeah, well, after McMurray having his brake issue last week, did you have any concerns? Do you guys talk about that stuff, or do you not? Or do they just put in the brakes and you race?
Yeah, I mean, I don't worry about anything really a whole lot. Last week, though, for sure, I was starting to, even before Jamie had wrecked, my brake pedal was getting longer, so I was starting to take care of them and lift in earlier and trying to use less brake pressure to take care of it as much as I could. But even after he had his brake issue, I wasn't too worried because, I don't know, I mean, I felt like, after that I could just kind of save my brakes as best I could and hopefully wouldn't have any issues. So nothing really it's kind of out of your control too, in a way, a little bit. So I think I don't know if something failed on his or what, but I wasn't too concerned with my brakes last week. But I do know we were using a lot more brake pressure there than normal, I think, with the less downforce, and we were definitely lifting way earlier than what I'd had in the past at Pocono, which was fun.
Kyle, thanks for stopping by. Happy early Father's Day and good luck on Sunday.
Yeah, thank you.